today's experiment is JFET as common source amplifier. So we know what is JFET is. JFET is junction field effect transistor, and we are having one experiment which tells us about JFET characteristic. Okay, and in continuation with that same JFET, we have one more experiment that is called JFET as common source amplifier. So in this experiment, we will try to find we will try to study the nature of a JFET acting as an amplifier. So JFET is also used as an amplifier. So that we will try to understand in this experiment, entire experiment. So in this experiment, if you can see, this is our circuit diagram. Okay. So in this circuit diagram, this is our circuit diagram for JFET. And here we are having a drain, source and gate, because JFET contain 3 terminal. One is called drain, source and gate, and we are supplying VDD as a DC voltage which is 12 volt. Okay, and then the name for this is BFW10, which is an N channel JFET. Okay, so this is N channel, and we are having two type of JFET. One is N channel, other one is P channel. So this is N channel JFET, and we are studying this nature with the help of this N channel JFET. And the remaining things, and here we are having R1, R2, which is used as a voltage divider and so on. Okay, so all that things is very much clear. So here this is my VDD, which I have kept it at around 12 volt. Okay, and this is our DC voltage. And this is my signal generator, which will be acting as a frequency source to supply the frequency, and we'll observe the output and input with the help of the CRO. So this CRO is a digital CRO which we are having, and what happened here when we increase or decrease the frequency. So initial step, I have connected the entire circuit. You can look here. We are having a circuit. This is your circuit. All remaining things are connected already. So you have to connect only VDD and signal generator, then connect the ground, input and output. Okay, so what is the initial adjustment? At the first, what we have to do, you have to adjust the voltage input VS as our input voltage, which we are adjusting with the help of this CRO, the signal generator, and here we are having level. So with the help of this level, I will make the voltage, input voltage as this VS as 1 volt. This is VS. Okay, so VS we have made it as 1 volt. Okay, so this is my VS we have made it 1 volt, and then this 1 volt can be measured with the help of this peak to peak voltage. So here all the AC voltages which we are measuring will be peak to peak. So there are two types of voltages. One is peak to peak voltage, other one is RMS, which we measure with the help of digital multimeter. So since we are using a CRO, so here we will measure peak to peak voltage, and correspondingly output voltage also will measure peak to peak. So here yellow line is your input voltage, and your pink line, pink curve is your output voltage. So we have to start with the very small frequency, and then we have to take the reading, corresponding reading. And before taking the reading, you have to measure many voltages. So voltages means you have to measure the voltage across this resistance, okay, which we call it as VD. Okay, then we have to measure the voltage across your source, across your gate, and across all the voltages you have to measure. So I will measure the voltage with respect to ground. So first thing I will measure at VD. So if I keep it here, you can see the voltage. Okay, so voltage is around 8 point something. So it's fluctuating because we don't need here. So I will check it, the voltage, DC voltage. All the voltages here we are measuring is DC. So if you can see, yeah, the voltage is around 8.6 something. Okay, this is your VD. Now this is my VS. This is 5.25, and here we are having VG. So this is your gate voltage, and gate voltage is around 1.02. So the basic adjustment which we need is, you have to check whether your source and gate voltage, your gate is negative with respect to source. That connection has to be verified, because this is N channel. So for N channel, your gate has to be negative with respect to source. So we have measured the source voltage as around 5.25, and gate voltage is around 1. So which one is less? Your gate voltage is less. So gate is negative with respect to source. That is our primary adjustment. Okay, so that we have verified. And then many voltages you can measure voltage across source, drain and source, and you can measure the voltage across drain and source. So many voltages we can measure here. So all that voltages I have written it down for you. Okay, so depending upon the things which we have to do, we have to measure all the voltages. Now we have to start with the experiment. So we have to switch on this. Okay, now we have to keep it with the smallest frequency possible. So I have taken 20 hertz, which below which we cannot go. So 20 hertz frequency, and then I have measured the output. So measure the output with the help of this signal, okay, CRO. And then what you have done in this experiment, I have increased the frequency. So when we increase the frequency, you please look the waveform carefully. If I am increasing the frequency, you can see that you have to just look at the height of the wave which we are getting. Okay, so here the height, just see input is constant, so I have remove the input here. I will just check your output. You will check the output here. So I am making it above the line. Yeah, you can see here. So you can see the voltage is around 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.6 something. So when I increase the frequency, you can see voltage goes on increasing. Okay, so it goes on increasing. Yeah, it's up to 60 or 70. I have measured the voltages. So up to 70 the voltage goes on increasing. Okay, so up to 70 the voltage is increasing, and we will get some voltage, and that voltage is look at the reading. So for 20 we are having some voltage, 30, 40, 50, up to 70, and for 80 and for 100 I am getting 5.6. So we will check that. So I will increase it further. For 100 I was getting around 5. For 100, okay, fine. So for 100 I was getting 5.6. okay, so voltage as 5.6. so we'll try to find that voltage here. So we'll try to see that. So for 100 we are getting around 5.6, and for more value, for 200 also I am getting the same value. So we'll try to see for 100. So okay, fine. So for 100 you can see here it's around 5.6. okay, so for 100 5.6. Now I will increase the frequency. For 200 also I am getting the same value, so I will increase the frequency further. For 200 now we have to increase for 300. So if I increase for 300 I am getting the same value, 400, 500, and so on. So all the voltages we have to worry about the voltages. So you can see the voltages I am increasing, but the height, the frequency I am increasing, but the voltages is remaining constant. So I have kept the frequencies around 20 kilohertz. So for 20 kilohertz also, and for here also I am getting the same value of the frequency. Okay, so up to what value you will get the same frequency, I have checked it, and up to 100k, 150k. So I'll check it for directly for 100k here. So for 100k, okay, so for 100 I was getting same value, that is 5.6, but for 150k the value has decreased. Okay, so now it has become 5.4. you can see that the height is around 5.4. now if I increase the frequency further, 100, 200, 300k, so you can see that the height goes on decreasing. Okay, the height goes on decreasing. So you will have a graph in which your value first goes on increasing, then will remain constant, and then it will decrease, but the constant value will be very, very large. So you can see from the reading, the constant reading is from 200 hertz to around 150 kilohertz, 150 kilohertz. So about 150 kilohertz we are getting the same reading, and this is 1001, and for up to 1000 kilohertz I have taken the reading, and the reading is around 1.8. so taking all this reading, you have to plot the reading. Okay, plot the reading, and then from the graph you will get the bandwidth. Okay, so from this graph you will get the bandwidth, and from the all the voltages value you will be able to find the value of the gain. Okay, gain and then bandwidth you can calculate from the graph, and from the formula IDSQ and all these things we will calculate it. So that all we will do it with the help of calculation, and we can find the Q point and all that things can be done. Okay, so with this we have completed this JFET characteristic, and it is working very fine. So it's very simple, but the problem here is we normally get the value which is very large. Okay, so that's one problem. And then if it once starts, then it's very simple experiment to complete here. Okay, so that's it for this experiment.